What's happening, everybody? It's passive crypto mining here. Today we're going to be talking about a relatively yet exciting new project, and that is Nodle. We'll be going over why I think that Nodle is going to have huge potential for the future, especially because of its connection with the IoT network, what that is going to look like in the future. We'll be talking about how you can download the app today and start earning Nodle so that when it starts listing, it will be worth a value. And finally, how you can take part in the Nodle parachain. The ability to swap DOT and be an early investor in Nodle, receive a high percentage of the Nodle coin, and also be able to get in at a low price. Right, let's jump into the video. Right, so the golden question, what is Nodle? Well, simply put, Nodle is a crowdsourced and decentralized Internet of Things network. Just to give you an idea of the size of Nodle. The website boasts millions of Internet of Things devices. I would say IoT from now on are already connected via Nodle, and it's present in over 100 countries. On their website, they've actually got a map of the active nodes, and as you can see, it's covered in almost every country in the world that has a device which is connected through this app to be able to monitor these IoT devices. For those of you that don't know what IoT stands for, it is the Internet of Things device, and very simply it refers to any device which has an ability to connect to the internet that isn't a traditional computer. So anything from fitness trackers, smartwatches, smart fridges, headphones, cameras, washing machines, cars, traffic lights, engine airplanes, even the scooters that you see are in and around your city nowadays are all connected through IoT. And the data included in these devices historically only was owned by the manufacturer of that product. But by utilizing access to that data anonymously, that data now becomes valuable. But how do you map millions of devices all around the world? Well, this is where Nodle comes in. If you look here on Statista, you can actually see the number of IoT devices versus non-IoT devices actually surpassed for the first time in 2020. So we can see this is a market, a huge market, and for anybody that knows anything about big data and analytics, this really is the future of what organizations are looking to do and what they're looking to get into. Nodle has worked with many different organizations, and we'll see here from a clip from the Nodle YouTube page just some of the organizations that they have worked with.
We have built many partnerships in our ecosystem. For example, we started to launch the Nodle Cash App in partnership with HTC on their blockchain phone, the HTC Exodus. We also have partnership with companies like Cisco Meraki, Ledger, partnership with the 5G Open Innovation Lab or the Web3 Foundation.
So how does this work? What is the Nodle coin, and how does this concept of Nodle work? Well, we can see here from the white paper, I'll put all of the links in the description for any of the documents that I'm accessing today, that we have a number of IoT devices and the data source. Now, using the app on people's phones through Bluetooth technology, there is going to be an ability to tap into those IoT devices and then collect anonymous data, and it's encrypted data, and that data through the internet on your phone can then be sent to the internet to the validators. The validators then validate that information via the blockchain, and then you have your customers or your subscribers who will pay a service fee to get access to that. And then the validators then ensure, which is Nodle, ensure that the rewards are then paid back to the holders of these devices. So it's a very simple concept. For those of you familiar with Planet Watch, it's a very similar concept where data is sold to those that rely on that data, and you are offering a service to do that. And again, similar to Helium and Demo, all of these projects I've covered on my on YouTube channel. There should be a link in the screen to cover at least Planet Watch and Demo to give you the ability to go into them. Looking at a recent report by Nodle, they did a network density report just to show the ability that their network has and the potential. This was only over a 24-hour period in April of 2019. As you can see here on the map, you can imagine that 600,000 active nodes and over just under 4 million devices were connected through that 24-hour period, which truly shows you the scale of the project and the reach that they have. And the document here actually maps out a number of major cities that they did this in. As you can see, almost every inch of the city was covered with the ability for the network. So in a nutshell, that is what the Nodle project is. It's an ability to gather this data for IoT devices. So let's talk a little bit about the Nodle coin. So Nodle Cash is the native token of the Nodle network. It's got a maximum supply of 21 billion and it's a utility and governance token, which is distributed every 6 seconds to the Nodle network participants. You can see here the utility of this token. It's the native cryptocurrency of the Nodle network. This is the incentive, much like Helium in the Helium network, the planets in the planet network, and the Demo coin in the Demo network, and so many more like it, to come and grow the network. Participants are going to receive Nodle, I call it Nodle or Nodle, apologies, it's going to change every time I say it. I'm from Britain, and if there's no E on the end, it's always a Nodle, but let's go with Nodle. It also gives you the ability to have governance, so those with coins will be able to vote. And they do have a validator and staking option, which we'll talk a little bit more about later, but this is more something later down the line. It's got a 21 billion supply, and we'll see here actually on how the distribution for this coin is. So 60% is reserved for mining, 24% is treasury. They have a team amount, which is I assume a 4-year vesting, so they won't be able to get access to that for 4 years. And then you have the early investors, and this is the part where the early investors can get involved in, and I'll talk about this next because we have an opportunity now actually to be one of the early investors as well in this. The effective circulating supply will be 550 million, and we can see here that the consensus is proof of stake. So that's a breakdown of the Nodle coin. Let's talk a little bit more about how you can get involved in Nodle in 2 different ways. You can either download the app and you can earn on the go, or you can get involved in the early investing. Of course, the easiest and most free option is to download the Cash app and get involved on the go. How does it work? Well, you download the app then needs access to the internet, it needs access to your Bluetooth, and that's all you need. You can keep it with you, or you can have it with you when you're walking on the go, and it will scan around you for the IoT devices that you have in your vicinity. If you live in a neighborhood that has a lot of smart TVs, smart fridges, TVs, smart tablets, smart TVs, you name it, then obviously you're going to have an opportunity to connect to a lot more of these items. Let's head over to the step-by-step of how we can download this app and get earning and mining Nodle straight away. I'll have a link into the description, or you can just head over to your app store and search for Nodle Cash App. You can do this on Android or iOS, but it's recommended to do it on Android because it has better battery optimization and you can cancel it. Once you download the app, all you can do is click Import Wallet, or you can create your new wallet. If it's new and you've never used it before, you just create an account. You'll see a screen such as this. This will then ask permissions for your GPS, for your Bluetooth, and your location. Once you've done that, you are ready to roll. Head into the settings and you can see mode. You've got eco, expert and ludicrous. As you can see, the higher amount that you click, the more you'll earn, but it will drain your battery a little bit more. You go into the app settings, you've got Wi-Fi offloading. If you don't have an unlimited plan, it's recommended that you click this. And then you've got ignore battery optimization. For this, you simply go on your apps, choose the app that you're looking for, which is Nodle Cash, and you want to click do not optimize. If possible, you can go into advanced and you can click don't optimize. This makes sure that it does not pause your app in the background. Some of the other things to bear in mind: if you click on settings and wallet settings, here you've got your private key backup. It's very important that you make a note of this, because otherwise you'll lose access to any Nodle Cash that you have in your account. When you go on the main page, you can see there that there is a balance. This will take about 24 hours for you to get this, but it allows you to send or receive Nodle Cash. I've actually got my address here. And if you download the app, why don't you drop your Nodle address in the comments, and I'll pick 10 of you at random and send you a tiny little bit of Nodle. It'll be fun to see if that actually works or not. So what's the best way to make use of this app? Well, what I found is that if you live in an area that has a lot of IoT devices, then it's fine. You can keep it in one place, you don't need to move it. If you struggle, then just take it with you whenever you're out and about, especially in the city. You can see here that I was driving through a very built up area of Manchester, and the number of devices that I was picking up was increasing many fold. You can see on the map, and then it picks up the devices around you, and if you click on stats, Basically, if you see this line squiggling, then you're picking up a different number or a good number of IoT devices. Some of the tips that I've heard are walking into an appliance store that sell home goods. Apparently that is a good technique. You could park your car nearby and come back after a day out. Or if you are going for a stroll in a shopping center or a place such as that, you may get similar high yields. So this is something that you just want to keep in the background in your phone, in your bag when you're out and about. And this is the true opportunity of passive crypto mining. Now the last thing that we're going to talk about is the Nodle parachain. This is how you can contribute to the Nodle Crowdloan. What does that mean? Well, the Nodle Crowdloan is the ability to distribute up to 850 Nodle tokens to crowdloan participants and a minimum of 20 Nodle tokens per dot. What this is allowing you to do is have 30%, which will be unlocked immediately so that you can trade and sell, and then 70%, which will be vested over the duration of the 2 years. As I mentioned previously, this will be the early investors lock, just to ensure that there isn't a price drop on the token. There are extra rewards, as I mentioned before, that you get 10% extra rewards if you contribute in the first 2 weeks. This has already passed now, but you also get an ability to earn rewards if you refer friends, and you get an extra 5% if you contribute more than 200 DOT or DOT. Looking at the price of the DOT token, you can see that it's $30. The token is relatively stable. Over the last 2 years, you can see that it reached an all-time high of $54, and it's kind of been trading in the mid-range here around the $30 mark, going as low as $14. At the moment, it's around $28. Participating in the Nodle parachain auction is exactly that. It's an auction for you to convert your DOT into Nodle. Yes, you get 30% that you can trade right away, but the rest of it is locked away. So it is an investment that you'd have to make quite smartly, but it could pay off in the long run. Just to update on the price, as of the 6th of January, the price is actually reduced to $26.83 per dot. If we work that out as 20 Nodle per dot, we can see 26.83 divided by 20, that each Nodle is roughly coming in at about $1.34. That is if you take part in the parachain auction. Of course, that gives us more of an incentive to mine this token so that when it does eventually hit the exchanges, hopefully it will be worth a decent amount. However, this is not financial advice. We don't know which way this token is going to go, so I would advise you very carefully to look into this project if this is something you want to do. If you're interested in the parachain auction and how to take part, it's not a simple, straightforward process, but I could make a step-by-step video. If you're interested in that, just comment in the description below. It will probably be a separate video because you have to set up a DOT wallet, you have to add an extension, and it's a long process. But yeah, comment below if you'd like to see that. And that's the end of this video. Hopefully that was useful for you. Do let me know if you managed to get up, and as I mentioned, first 10 addresses that I see below, and I'll send a tiny bit of Nodle. I've not been mining for a long time, so it might be something that I send a bit later on, but I'm hoping that we can accumulate a small amount so that once this coin eventually hits the exchanges, once it becomes a token which we can get a price on, that it will be worth a decent amount. And the best part is it's not really cost as much to mine. So that's all from Passive Crypto Mining, and we'll see you in the next video.